Santa Caught a Cold by Michael J. Egbert. This book is dedicated to my family who have made every Christmas special for me. Santa caught a cold, the elves don't know what to do. Santa caught a cold, they hope it's not the flu. Christmas time is here, there's not a moment to waste. Christmas time is here, Santa's sick from running place to place. The packages are packed, everything's almost ready. The packages are packed, the elves are unsteady. The sleigh is fixed, it's painted and waxed. The sleigh is fixed, there's no time to relax. Christmas Eve is here, and out of their pen, Christmas Eve is here, come his 8 reindeer friends. Achoo! Achoo! Santa can't stop sneezing. Achoo! Achoo! He looks like he's freezing. Santa's not well, he's sick in the head. Santa's not well, he must go to bed. It's one day till Christmas, there's no time to spare. It's one day till Christmas, we're almost there. Each time Santa stands, his legs begin to wobble. Each time Santa stands, the elves think they're in trouble. Lay Santa down, a voice can be heard. Lay Santa down, only one way he'll be cured. The elves fell silent as Mrs. Claus said, "Fetch a bowl of soup and a rag for his head." The elves were still silent as Mrs. Claus said, "Hurry now, Santa needs to be fed." Santa sat up and ate what he could. Santa sat up to thank Mrs. Claus like a good person should. She left Santa alone to give help to the elves. She left Santa alone to clear presents from their shelves. Santa's workshop was busy, each elf was at work. Santa's workshop was busy, everyone's going berserk. The time's almost here, everything's ready to go. The time's almost here, we're waiting on Santa, hoping he'll show. The clock struck 12, Christmas Eve is now done. The clock struck 12, but Santa hasn't come. The elves felt sad, the past year's been a waste. The elves felt sad knowing that Christmas wouldn't be found in any place. The door then opened, much to their surprise. The door then opened, Santa stood sharing that twinkle in his eye. He walked to the sleigh at a much quicker pace. He walked to the sleigh like he's running a race. He sat in his sleigh all ready to go. He sat in his sleigh, bracing for the snow. The gate is now open, Christmas is about to start. The gate is now open, yet something was missing, Santa felt it in his heart. Santa looked around, everything was in place. Santa looked around, then realized his mistake. He leapt from his sleigh and looked towards the hall. He leapt from his sleigh, what he forgot was most important of all. He rushed to Mrs. Claus while shouting above the noise. He rushed to Mrs. Claus, there's nothing more important, not even the toys. He held her hand and whispered in her ear. He held her hand, he said, "Thank you, my dear." He kissed her cheek, said, "I love you so much." He kissed her cheek as she began to blush. Santa left Mrs. Claus and jumped into his sleigh. Santa left Mrs. Claus, he was now on his way. Without Mrs. Claus, that Christmas would be lost. Without Mrs. Claus, the children's spirits would be broken, too high of a cost. We must thank Mrs. Claus in kindness and care. We must thank Mrs. Claus for the toys that were there. Santa caught a cold, the elves didn't know what to do. Santa caught a cold, it was Mrs. Claus who saved Christmas for you. It takes more than Santa for Christmas to live. It takes more than Santa, it takes the love that we give.